Hey, Rick Sayes here. Welcome to another episode of the Outdoor Biz Podcast, where I hope to provide entertaining conversations with retailers, brand managers, athletes, executives, and others in the outdoor biz to get their stories, tips, strategies, productivity tricks, and ideas that you can apply and take your career or business to the next level. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. I've used Audible for many years now. I'm on the road a lot, and Audible allows me to enjoy the great books I discover or are recommended by friends. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/theoutdoorbizpodcast. There are over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Start your 30-day free trial with Audible today. Hey guys, this episode is with Aryn Schlichting. Aryn has been in HR and recruiting for over 10 years in Vail, Colorado. She recently launched Mountain Careers and believes you can have it all, an amazing career balance with a mountain lifestyle. With positions from accounting to nursing, Mountain Careers is the website to visit for careers in the best ski towns. If you've always dreamed of living in a mountain town, you won't want to miss this episode. Welcome to the show, Aryn. How's it going?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Rick.
Awesome. So what's the weather like over there? I assume you're up in Vail?
I am in Vail, and it is very sunny. So we have a beautiful day, and we did just finally get a few inches of snow yesterday. So
good.
Little snowflakes and sun.
Great. Yeah, we need more snow, though. Mammoth is open over here, but we obviously need a lot more snow. You guys are in the same boat, I imagine.
Yes, it's not good. We need it desperately. So we're hopeful, though.
Yeah. So
our only choice.
Yeah, exactly right. So what was your first exposure to the outdoors?
I was thinking about this morning. My first exposure to the outdoors was probably skiing in the Midwest. So I grew up in Chicago, and every weekend growing up, we would take buses, actually. So there was programs that you could sign up for, and we'd go skiing about 2 hours outside of Chicago on the weekends. Mm-hmm. The big group of kids, yeah.
So downhill skiing?
Downhill skiing, yeah. That was my thing.
Mm-hmm. And how did you? What was your first outdoor job? Did you have a traditional outdoor job? Is that how you got into the outdoors, or how did that come about?
I did. So after college, I went to school in Boulder and found myself moving up to Vail with a group of friends, and was a ski instructor for probably the first year and a half, 2 years that I lived in the mountains.
Oh, very fun. Yeah, that's a good entry into the outdoors. So you must be a pretty good skier then, obviously.
You know, I was a pretty good skier. I still am, but I have 2 young children, so my priorities changed a little bit, and now I'm more there for the exercise and the fresh air, less of
There you go. And do the kids ski?
Getting after it too much.
They
do, and that's been so exciting to get them both into this year. They'll both be in ski school together. So,
awesome.
Or not together, but different programs. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. And so, how did Mountain Careers get started?
So Mountain Careers, I've been in human resources in the Vail Valley area for about 15 years now.
Oh, wow.
So 2 years ago, I saw a need for it, sort of on a personal level. I had learned about so many new opportunities, but I didn't think that other people, who had lived here might know about them. So I was like, okay, we need to find a way to expose the fact that there's real jobs here. And then because I was in recruiting for so long in the mountain region, I felt like there was not one good place where I could recruit actively for people who wanted to specifically be in the mountains. So so many hiring managers and businesses look for somebody. They're like, I want to make sure they're going to live here and enjoy the mountains. So that is a crucial part to recruiting. So I thought, let's throw it out there and see if it sticks. And it did.
Yeah,
people
good.
seemed interested. So I kept going with it.
That's awesome. So do you have jobs other than outdoor recreation ski related jobs? You have nursing jobs and city manager jobs and those kind of things? I perused the website a little bit, but not in detail.
Yeah, so we focus on, because there's, job boards out there that are outdoor related, but ours is really location focused. So it's focused on towns like Vail, Aspen, Telluride, ski towns or traditional ski towns and then the job could be anything from an accountant, web developer, nurse. Yeah,
that's
year-round professional jobs is what we try to target.
That's great. Yeah, and what were some of your initial challenges getting that thing off the ground?
I think it's growing organically. So we have a pretty good, every community is so different, and having those relationships is so important.
Right.
So we have a pretty good holding and veil right now. So, generally people know about us, employers know about us, but the bigger vision is to be in all mountain towns. So just figuring out the best way to grow into each town. They have different relationships with chambers and professional organizations, and so reaching businesses and applicants at the same time in a new community.
Right. And what were some of your biggest surprises? Some things that like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming.
Biggest surprise.
I'm sure the feedback out of the gate was pretty strong. I would think pretty positive.
It is. The biggest, actually, one funny surprise was people. So it works, I guess. People are landing good jobs with it.
Right.
And there was a few times early on in the first few months where I heard through a friend of a friend that so and so got a job, and I was like, that was on Mountain Careers, and they said, oh yeah, they got that job on Mountain Careers. And I was like, that is so exciting.
That's
Why
awesome.
did they not call me and tell me that?
Right.
But clearly, it's not something they live and breathe every day. It's just an email they get, and they go on their. It was like, oh my God, it's working. Like, how could somebody not tell me?
That's very cool.
So,
yeah.
That was good.
So you've had a lot of years in HR, but have you had a lot of years launching, websites, Mountain Careers? What were some of your biggest learnings putting this thing all online?
So yes, this is my first website sort of venture.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely learning about the website part of it, and plugins and updates, and what happens when one thing updates the other. And
right.
we've experimented with having a friend sort of just help you build something, all the way to hiring contractors in India, and what we've landed with right now. Yeah, and right now we're using just a local web guy who can help us with our updates. So we found that getting somebody to understand our business and build a personal sort of local relationship is important to us. So That's how we're dealing with the website stuff as we learn about it.
And social media, you're doing all the social media stuff yourself, the promotion and advertising and all that?
I am, yeah. So social media has been another thing to learn about, and
that's another whole eight-legged monster, right? Wow, how do I do this? When do I do this? What do I do?
Right. Well, and what I did recently bring on a partner this year, and I've sort of said, like, it's not easy. It's one of those things that's just not easy. It takes time and know-how and skill for it to look right. So it takes time, period.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And do you guys partner with anybody? Do you have any local businesses or nonprofits that you partner with? Have you gone that route yet?
Partnerships have been huge for us. I don't know that we have like official ones, but we worked pretty closely with our workforce center here this year in our region, and did some pretty cool things with job fairs. And I would say both us and the workforce would really say the success was because of the partnership. We work closely with the Vail Valley Partnership, which is our local chamber. And so we're trying to sort of emulate that in other communities as we grow. Co-working spaces are huge for us too.
Oh, right.
So whether you call them partnerships or relationships, that definitely is a huge part of our business.
Mm-hmm. And you do a lot of events. I would imagine events, mixers, Chamber of Commerce type of things. Those would probably be pretty big for you guys as well, huh?
We do. We've sort of launched. We do them in partnership, but we try to make them a little bit different and more casual. So this year, I think we did two. Then we did speed networking events. So, and we did them at breweries. So it was let's get out of the normal place.
Yeah, good idea.
But we put the speed networking piece into it, and we kept it casual, but we did force people, with lack of a better word, to talk to people they don't know.
I like it.
To people they don't know, because somebody. Yeah, so we gave them these cards, and so they left with 5 new contacts, and sort of gave people the tools to navigate through an event like that, and kept it quick and casual and non-intimidating.
That's awesome. And what have been what's your strongest career categories? Is it complete mix right now?
It is, and it really ebbs and flows. Like one day I feel like, oh my God, how do we have 4 marketing jobs all at the same time? And then, sometimes it'll feel like it's heavy on hospitality. So just feels like it goes up and down depending on, I don't know, where the market is, or just a coincidence if somebody sees a marketing job posted and they're like, oh, I want to get my marketing job up there too. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is.
Interesting, yeah. And do you have any suggestions or advice for folks wanting to get into the outdoor biz or a mountain career or grow their career? As a recruiter, I'm sure you've got a lot of experience coaching people up on that.
I do. One thing I've been sort of noticing a lot with people I talk about is for people to have to really think about what they want to do a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and 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 have that in mind. Because so often people send resumes and say like, well, what do you know what I could do? And it's like, okay, well, figure out what you want to do, which is not easy. And I think a lot of people actually move to the mountains because they don't know what to do, right? They know they
They
love
love
to
the mountains. They
ski.
want to be there, right?
Yes, and so the career came second a little bit, and that's okay. But I find that at a certain point, people want more meaning in their work. So answering that question, like, what do I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and find those answers, I always suggest people start volunteering. Because that might give you different experiences than you're getting outside of your day job.
Right.
Co-working spaces and just showing up to some of their events. To learn, new and different skills, and then of course networking, asking to have coffee with people who might be in a career field that you're looking to be in,
Right.
are some of the things that I'm recommending to people now. Because I'll talk through their problems. And I'm like, I think your problem is you don't really know what you want to do, and that's fair.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I lived like that for like a long time, so I'm very empathetic to that.
So you get a lot of people that come up and say, you know what, I don't really care what I do. I just want to live in the mountains. Is that a common phrase?
Yeah, a lot of times, or they'll just like,
Yeah.
is it move to the mountains? It's a lot of times it's they live in the mountains and they're looking for a career change, but they don't know what they want to do next.
Right. Got you. Uh-huh.
And because there are limited opportunities here,
Mm-hmm.
but when I say that they're limited, but the more you sort of seek them out and make those connections and show up at networking events and tell people like, hey, I'm looking for a career in environmental or marketing, or put yourself out there, I think doors just start to open. We're
Right.
a professional community, just like the Front Range or wherever people are. It's smaller, so you just still have to show up and make those things happen for yourself.
Right. Exactly. Right. And what other outdoor activities do you participate in? You ski? Do you with the kids? You hike? Do you guys camp at all?
Yes, hiking. This summer we definitely got into camping.
Cool.
I'm hoping to get into Nordic skiing a little bit more.
Oh, fun.
I've been just sort of renting the gear and getting out. We have a Nordic track right by our house.
Mm-hmm.
But telemarking is my main thing in the winter.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
And, a little trail running in the summer.
Uh-huh. Have you done any backcountry skiing?
I do a little bit. Before we had kids, we went on a hut trip every year.
Oh, nice. There you go. Yeah.
we haven't gotten to that, but I love it a lot. But I'm also a little nervous freak, so
Yeah.
It has to be the right amount. My husband's out there pretty much every weekend.
It'll happen when the kids get older. You'll get them out there.
Or
actually, they'll probably drag you out there. Come on, Mom, let's go.
That's what I'm fearing. Like all these ski school lessons, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I setting myself up for?
Right.
Take Xanax.
Exactly. And do you have any daily routines you use to keep your sanity? Do you meditate? Obviously, you must exercise a lot, walk the dog, get out with the kids.
Getting outside with the kids, like my life is so busy right now. So
Mm-hmm.
I have a full-time job in human resources. So Mountain Careers is my sort of side gig.
It's a side gig, yeah.
So so in my free time, I'm really working on that, which always requires sort of networking and getting out in the community.
Right.
So then in my free time, it's just trying to be outside with the kids and relax a little bit so that I can be rejuvenated and get a good night's sleep.
There you
I
go.
think get a good night's sleep is sort of my thing right now. I know it's not as exciting for those who have more.
Oh, you never know. There's been a wide variety of folks on the podcast, and a few people have mentioned that. I just need to have a.
So my thing right.
Exactly. And do you have any favorite books, or do you give books as gifts? You may not have time to read with 2 little kids, right? That's challenging.
Well, so I knew that was something you were interested in. I don't. I mean, I do most of my, I keep up to date sort of with LinkedIn, and I like Gary V, like those little, I'm into
right.
TED Talks, like sort of things that I can grasp in really short time periods.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of reading on LinkedIn and sort of reading up on the economic development of Colorado and small rural areas in Colorado. There's a lot going on. So I get pretty excited by some of those economic development blogs.
Yeah.
No, which I know is weird, but they're
no, it's pretty cool. Yeah, a good friend of mine here in Bishop belongs to the Sierra Business Council, and it's up and down the Sierra. They do a lot of things in small rural communities to help local businesses, grow and thrive.
Yes.
And that's pretty cool stuff. It's pretty amazing what some of these small groups are doing. It's pretty impressive.
Oh my gosh, yeah, down in Telluride, they've done some amazing things. So mountain communities are really jumping on board with that. So I spend my nights reading articles about those types of things.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's interesting. Do you have a favorite piece of outdoor gear under $100?
Ooh, favorite piece of outdoor gear under $100. I can't really go anywhere without a Patagonia vest.
Okay.
Does that count?
That's good. Yeah.
As gear.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the season is. It's sort of my everything in my world. It's my fancy outfit to wear to a meeting and what I'm probably seen walking or running down the street in.
Well, that's good. Those of us that live in small mountain communities, we can get away with the more casual attire. So it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I can dress it up or down. That's how to go to that.
And do you have any plans to reach out to the outdoor industry more for mountain jobs? Are you going to go to the Outdoor Retailer Show in Denver? It's right in your backyard this coming January.
We'll probably head down there and see. I think there is a networking event around sort of job seekers.
I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Sort of. What happens there? This year we were actually chosen to partner with Camber's Outdoors, and we're part of their pitch fest.
Perfect.
So, this summer I had a mentor in the outdoor industry and got to go to OR and sort of pitch mountain careers to that audience. And we had such an impressive, audience and panel members from, I don't even know, REI and just, people we would never get in our networks before. So we did that piece and it just built. So we hope to continue those relationships and figuring out how we can leverage that in the outdoors and bring more people.
I think that'd be huge. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And anything you want to ask of the audience before we go to wrap here?
Ooh. I'm always
go to mountaincareers.com. Obviously, you want to go there, and we'll link to your website and all that stuff on our notes page on our website. So we'll be sure and talk that up.
Really encouraging people to follow us and share us on social media and sign up at mountaincareers.com. What we found is that we target people who aren't actively searching for a job right now, but that we call them dreamers. Like, hey, maybe I'd move to Aspen if there was a marketing director position. Yeah. Sign up for it now because it might be you or it might be a friend. We also share events and resources there so people can see, hey, if I move there, I'd actually have a professional community. Right. These are the types of things that go on. So it's not for the person who's like, I'm actively seeking a job. It's like, hey, let's see if that might work for me and my family.
Yeah, I like that. That's great. Dreamers, mountain dreamers.
That's awesome. Mountain dreamers, to change the perception that it's not just for lift operators and seasonal ski bums.
Yeah, there you go, folks. If you want to live in a Colorado mountain town, go check out mountaincareers.com and dream away. That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
And people can obviously go to mountaincareers.com. How else can they find you on the web?
We are on Facebook. And just at Mountain Careers and Instagram and LinkedIn.
Okay.
And we've gotten pretty savvy with sharing all of our jobs there every week and events and, articles that we think you'd find interesting. And
perfect.
We also just launched something where we're looking for ambassadors in mountain communities. So like I said, local partnerships is super important to us. So we're looking for ambassadors in a lot of towns to help us grow organically.
Great. Awesome. Well, we'll put all those links to the show notes. And appreciate having you on. Anything else you want to ask us or say to the community?
No, I think I'm excited. I'm really excited for your podcast.
Thanks.
To get this going. It's clearly such a big need. So yeah, I'd be interested to, of course, hear more about what you've got going. And
we'll keep you posted on that. Like I said, we'll link to everything, and hopefully we can connect up at Outdoor Retailer and go from there. Awesome. Well, thanks for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Rick. This was great.
All right, have a good day. All right, I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Aryn Schlichting. You can catch up with Aryn and Mountain Careers on the socials at Mountain Careers and their website at mountaincareers.com. You'll find links to everything we discussed in the show notes at theoutdoorbizpodcast.com/episode/057. Be sure and share your favorite episodes on the socials, and until next time, thank you so much for listening. If you want more of the Outdoor Biz Podcast, you can subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher, or go to theoutdoorbizpodcast.com, where you find all the episodes, show notes, and much, much more. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at The Outdoor Biz Podcast, Twitter at Rick_Saez, that's S-A-E-Z, and my email is rick@theoutdoorbizpodcast.com. Thanks for listening and all the support, and a huge shout out to all my guests, and until next time, be sure to make time to get outside.